going into the old city. On the way to the Temple Mount, there's the mosque. I don't think we're allowed to videotape, would we? Or take pictures? Probably not. This place is huge. I think they're having a bar mitzvah or something. Today's the day of celebration for that. It's the Wailing Wall. They're praying. Jesus behind that curtain. To the other side. You can see bits
some
of the
original
gold.
pillars on the wall over there as well.
The original
And down the end.
Herod's temple, right?
And you can see the
On the
art,
Temple Mount now.
the work of art.
Bethy had to wear a skirt. She was wearing leggings. Made her wear a skirt. My mom too. This is a Muslim mosque. It's their third most holy place. They believe this is where Muhammad's horse, white-winged horse, came down and stood. There's the Dome of the Rock. So I'm gonna speak quietly because I don't want people to overhear me, specifically those two security guards over there. But we're at the Dome of the Rock. This is where Muslims believe that Abraham was about to sacrifice Ishmael. But what we Christians and Jews believe is the place that Abraham was going to sacrifice Isaac. It's also the place where Muslims believe that Muhammad rose into the clouds like Jesus did. And it's very, very, very much controlled by Muslims right now. The religion is very much in control. Israeli security is up here and is in control of the land, but as far as like religiously, it's Muslim. It's completely Muslim, and we had to speak quietly a couple times, and because there were a couple security guards trying to overhear Aaron, and he was speaking about the old temple and the new temple. Muslims don't like that because they say that the old temple, Herod's temple, never existed. They say that never happened. And in reality, it did, and there's lots to prove from it. But according to all of the Muslim countries, it never happened, and this is their holy site and should not be inhabited by Jews. The Prime Minister heard of this. He said it was a disgrace that politics would be. It was a disgrace that politics would overrun archaeology. Wow, I can't speak. The evidence and the historical evidence that there was a temple here that belonged to the Jews. Two temples, actually. Herod's temple and Solomon's temple. So, I want Bethy thoughts. What's it like?
I don't know if I really have. I have no words.
You have no words. It's strange. It's you can kind of feel the boiling turmoil underneath with.
And it's weird because there's certain things that you can't really talk about up here.
Yeah,
over here, so
yeah.
get kicked out.
And that is so interesting. The inside of this little building structures. I'm pretty sure you can never tell who's a security guard because they're all dressed in black. They're men dressed in black. A little intimidating. The pools of Bethesda. This is where Jesus healed the paralytic. When the paralytic wanted to go down to the water but couldn't. The water that the angel stirred, and there were healings. That was here. In John chapter 5, I think the sign said. We're passing through La Via del Rosa. Crazy crowd. so many different shops here. It's so cool. Really good food. It smells good. Hi, I can hear you. Aaron's speaking through the headphone. You can hear the Muslim prayers going on. They're super loud. Kind of sound like sirens. There they go again. This church we're going into has the last 3 steps of La Via Dolorosa inside of it. So we'll see if we can squish in. It's very, very crowded again. This is the stone that they think Jesus was laid on after he died. And the mosaic of it behind. I think it's that stone. Wall left by the Romans is the original Temple Mount. These women putting their prayers in the walls. This is the original Herodian stones that he used to help build up the Temple Mount. Each one of these stones weighs like 1,000 pounds or something. Over here were the baths where they would wash themselves before performing any sort of religious task. This is the southern side of the Temple Mount, where Peter would have given the Pentecostal address. You can see the double. And go visit an art shop. It's so interesting that they have shops inside of little alleys in the smallest of places that you wouldn't expect. Wow, look at how beautiful these paintings are. It's like an underground shop. Oh, I like that one too. I'm so excited to see these paintings. It's a local professional named Uri. We're gonna smooth ya. Lovely. And through Javagate. That artist asked for his, not to be videotaped. Pictures were okay, videotaping no. He gave me 2 free paintings.
This is where it was dark.
2 free paintings, which is incredible. So I sang for him. Wow. God is glorious. That man had beautiful paintings. His name was Udi, but it's nothing compared to God's glory. And God's canvas in the sky. Am I right? I think so. Okay, so here are some of the paintings that we got from Udi, and they are stunning. And there's so much meaning behind every single one. Like this one he painted when he was very sick, because he listened to the song by Josh Groban, the "You Raise Me Up," and this was the image that he got from that. And then this one is really, really cool. So this is the Wailing Wall and the Temple Mount, and he, instead of painting the Dome of the Rock, he painted Mount Moriah. And then right here is Abraham and Isaac on their way up to to Isaac's sacrifice that didn't end up happening. And the people down here in the shadows are representing the people who are in sadness and who are weary and who are forgotten, and the lowly people of the earth, and the rays representing the only thing that can reach them sometimes is the rays of God. And when you flip it upside down, this is the Hebrew symbol for safety and security, and it also represents the Trinity. And I think that's so cool. But his paintings are so beautiful, and if you're ever in Israel, go visit him, because he is wonderful, and he is the most kind and gentle spirit. Doing a night excursion with Aaron. You can see stars. Not very well because of this big thing. They brought wine and goodies. We'll see if I like any of it. I don't like wine. So many new things. The strawberries. Pomegranates are big. These are weird. Are these lights? I don't know. Maybe. Apartments. This poppins'.
I wish
nightlife.
Yeah, I know, right?
You wish what?
What?
What do you wish?
I said I wish they were lit up.
I know, me too. It's kind of cool. So we're overlooking the Temple Mount now.
You okay?
These are a bunch of Jewish graves. It's kind of interesting. Each Jewish grave has like a little box, like a little black box. And they believe that the spirit of a man tries to fight to get out of the body until the fourth day. And when the fourth day comes, the spirit is released. It's really cool up here. The Dome of the Rock over there, the Temple of Herod used to stand up to twice that size. And this is the Mount of Olives that we're on right now. We're gonna go down to Gethsemane. One interesting thing I forgot to mention is those Jewish graves. That's where most likely the righteous rose from. Their graves after Jesus was raised from the dead. It says that the righteous woke, and many saw them walking. It was most likely from those graves.
They were wet from the steps.
Here's the Jewish cemetery. See the boxes, the little black holes on the side? This is where Jesus also prophesied that the second temple of Herod would be destroyed. And I think it was about 40 years later. Maybe it was longer. Within the next 100 years, it was destroyed. Now the Dome of the Rock is there. The Church of Gethsemane. Aaron said that the Garden of Gethsemane wasn't actually a garden. It was just translated as garden in the English Bibles, but it was actually a place where olive trees grew, and it was an olive press. These are just some old Roman ruins. So the prophecy here is that Jesus will eventually, when he returns, it says that he will come and touch the Mount of Olives, and the Mount of Olives, which is up here, will split. And then he will come through and enter in on the eastern gate right here. But in a kind of way of disrespect, and I say this gently because not all Muslims are like this, but there were some Muslims who started a gravesite right there because they knew that for Jews to touch a dead body made them unclean. So for the Messiah to come and walk through the eastern gate, it would make him unclean, and thus it would be defiling the Messiah. So they blocked off the eastern gate, which the original is actually underneath all the graves. Hello. Loud ones. Gee. The original is actually underneath all of the graves, but the one on top is still blocked off by all of the Muslim grave sites. It's interesting because I don't know. Jesus is not. Oh, gee. I lost my groove. Oh, Jesus Touching unclean things never made Jesus unclean because he is the Holy One. So in the end, not even that's going to stop him. We got our costumes. We had the Genesis experience. It's way out in the middle of nowhere. Bethy, your costume's inside out.
Is it? But
Yeah.
Look at this.
The tag
There's
is
the
showing.
seam. The seam is on this side.
That's
weird.
weird.
See?
Well, even Rick has one. Look at this.
What do you want to say?
Can you sit here? Sit here? One of these? Let's sit next to him.
This is not funny. There are many stones in the valley, and as yet, not one of them has answered to the name of Mick or Jack. But Avon, eat well! Thank you. And of course, if any of the serving dishes...
We're in Shiloh. This is where the tabernacle was built. It's very beautiful. Almond trees blooming. Almond trees are the first to bloom and the last to provide the fruit. So this is where they think the tabernacle used to be.
This end. I just remember the picture
The
of
Holy
the
of
article.
Holies in this little stretch of
the
area over
guy
here, and
standing
the
in.
rest of it going up to here.
I have to dig it up.
During the
article would have
feasts,
been in-
all of
I was
the
using my
tribes
idol
of
here.
Israel would
Did they say which
sit on
part?
these
Did they say which
mountains
part the ark would be
surrounding,
in? The circle?
celebrating.
It's been built here in like a basement.
Shiloh.
This become like the capital. They built all kinds of
An interesting fact about this place is they found 3 of the 4 horns that were used in the tabernacle by the priests. And also just a note by Aaron is every place that the tabernacle is set up by the Jews is like the lowest place. So this is set up in the valley with the hills surrounding in the background. With a lot of the pagan temples, like Greek and Roman, they were all elevated to see like the glory of man, where God's temple was kind of in a lower spot. I think part of the reason is so that it wouldn't turn into idolatry, and the people wouldn't want to worship the building, and they'd want to worship the Creator instead. And that was an interesting note from Aaron. He's got all kinds of interesting notes. Best tour guide ever. This is cool. There's all kinds of pottery scattered around because when the Israelites had their feasts, they would use the pottery and then they just kind of discard it everywhere here in Shiloh. So there's hundreds of thousands of pieces of little pottery pieces, and who knows how old these things are. But I'm gonna take this one. Aaron said it's allowed. Captures that. It's a beautiful